Good morning, dear. I wish you are all safe and fine. Today we will solve exercises about chapter 11, which talks about. Let's start by practice number 3, page 165. The question is, observe the following figure, here, the one that's below, then match the following. This circle is of center, this is the center of the circle. Here, it's divided into angles, each one of them equals to 30 degrees. The first part is OF is the bisector of which angle of these labeled from A to E. We know that the bisector is a semiline that divides the angle into two equal adjacent angles. So this is the segment OF. It's bisector of what? Let's take a closer look. Here, this angle is 30 degree. GOF equals to 30 degree and FOE equals to 30 degree. So OF is the bisector of angle GOE. This angle here marked in red. Okay, it divides this angle. OF is the bisector that divides this angle into two equal adjacent angles, each one of them equal to 30 degrees. Next part, OA is the bisector of what? Where is OA? This one here. Bisector of what? Since LOA equal to 30 degree and AOB equal to 30 degree, then I can say that OA is the bisector of LOB. But here they didn't mention LOB or BOL. So let's try to find another angle. If you take into consideration one angle which is 30, I'm talking about LOA. Let's take two angles. So here it's AOK. The other angle is AOC. Two angles from the left and two angles from the right. KOC. OA is also the bisector of here K. OC or COK. They mention it in part C. So OA is the bisector of KOC. Next one. OG is the bisector of what? This is OG. It divides the angle into two equal adjacent angles. Which angle am I talking about? I can choose one angle to the right and one angle to the left and name the whole angle form. So it's here HOF. But since they didn't mention HOF or FOH, let's take two angles this time. Here, IOG and GOE. So, OG is also the bisector of IOE. But again, they didn't mention it. So I'm trying to take three angles to the left and three angles to the right. Why? Because all the angles are equal. Each one of them equals to 30 degree given from the question. Okay, so here we say that JOG equals to GOD. So clearly OG is the bisector of JOD or DOJ, which is represented by part B. Now OI is the bisector of which angle? Here is I. I can say if I took one angle to the right and one angle to the left and notice that they are equal, then clearly I can say that OI is the bisector of JOH. Here the angle marked in yellow. They didn't mention it, so let's try to find another angle. Let's take now two angles to the right and two angles to the left. So OI is the bisector of KOG. It's mentioned in part E, so yes, OI is the bisector of KOG. Now OL is the bisector of what? OL. Here is OL. It's the bisector of KOA. If I take one angle to the right and one angle to the left. Okay, KOA is not mentioned, neither AOK. So let's take two angles to the left and two angles to the right. JOL equal to 60 degree and LOB equals to 60 degree. Here this angle is 60 degrees. So now I can say that OL is the bisector of JOB, which is written here in part D, so it's the correct answer. Now, draw the bisectors of the given angles using a protractor. What to do here? I have to bring my protractor to put it on one of the sides of the angles. We always start from 0. Okay? I have to measure it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Since this angle is 60 degrees, I have to find the bisector cuts the angle into two equal adjacent angles. So I have to divide 60 by 2. The answer is 30 degrees. So I have to mark on 30 degrees a point here and join it to the vertex. And I can clearly say that this semiline here is the bisector of the given angle. Okay? The same on the second example. I have to put the protractor, measure the angle, find its half, and then draw the semiline that cuts the angle into two equal adjacent angles marked in black here, and say that they are adjacent equal angles, so semiline is definitely the bisector. Now please, you have to watch the video about how to draw by using a bisector, okay, and then try to solve your homework. Thank you for your attention.